Mr. S.L. Narayanan, the CFO of the Sun Group. I do not know how many people know that amongst all expat communities in Chennai, the Korean expat community is the largest. Maybe it is the largest Korean expat community in any city in India. And it's a great pleasure to have them with us. They have contributed a great deal to the progress of the country and to everything that they do. It is also interesting to know that India has so many languages, but it is the Tamil language that has the best connect to the Korean language. And I was surprised to know that there are almost 500 words in both Tamil and Korean that almost sound the same and mean the same. For instance, Amma, Appa, Anni as in Tamil, but Yonni refers to the sister. Then and various other words. And then there are even the food habits. They are rice eating, we are rice eating. And there is a street food in Korea called Obotu. It's equivalent of Upputu here, very similarly made. There is also a fable that almost 2,000 years ago, there was a princess that went from India, from a city called Ayodhya, to Korea and was married to the royalty there. And that was the beginning of the Kim dynasty. They, of course, some historians say Ayodhya is Ayodhya, but there is a group of historians who refer to Ayodhya as Kanyakumari in southern Tamil Nadu. It has not been proven, but the general belief is the Kim dynasty and all the Kims have something to do with India. And I'm sure if you check the DNA of our chief guest this evening, he must also have something to do with India and with Tamil Nadu. Having said this, we are in for 3 days of wonderful Korean films. We thank the Consulate of South Korea for sharing all these films with us. And before I forget, I also would like to extend a very warm welcome to the staff and team from the Consulate of South Korea. With these words, I would welcome you once again and enjoy a feast of Korean cinema. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Vanakkam, 안녕하십니까. So I'm very happy and I'm pleased to come here to meet all of you here. And I want to deliver my deep thanks to the all members of ICAF and Mr. Shanmugam, my old friend, and his team to make all these things possible. India, when I come to India, after arriving here, I have attended many film festivals, including Chennai International Film Festival and Bengaluru Innovative Film Festival. I have come to realize your enthusiasm to film industry and film star. So that's why you will have a very well-developed film industry and its ecosystem, so-called Bollywood or Hollywood. So before arriving Chennai last July as a Consul General, to know the India well, I watched many Indian movies. If I name it, it's from the oldest one, Three Idiots, and Slumdog Millionaire, White Tiger, and Chennai Express, and Gangubai, blah blah, by the lady Anna. Yes, and also one Lion. It's a story about young small kids who was adopted to Australia. Really, and also Talaivi is a story about then Chief Minister Jayalalitha, and also super hit film La La. Yeah. so last week I watched the Jawan. Yes. So in order to know each other, in order to know more about India, I want to get to know Indian film, and want to meet all of you as often as possible. And I came to know Indian people love to know Korean culture, want to see Korean movie and drama series. I want to thank you for that. And I think India and Korean film industries are very excellent in storytelling, and also making a special effect with new technology. I think that's why we have a huge potential to deploy before us. I think we have a fruitful result in our cooperation in film industry. We have a lot of cooperation since our diplomatic tie in 1973. Among them, I think cultural cooperation and film industry cooperation is very important, because this cooperation touch upon the matter of the mind, and matter of understanding each other, rather than material benefit or material thing. In order to be a good friend or partner, I think that kinds of connection and understanding each other is very important. So I hope this event could contribute to the kind of purpose and have a good event and nice view. So before closing my remarks, I want to say in Tamil, Korea 예쁘르듬 인디아 비르금 타밀라 tirukum 오르날라 남바 나가붐 tuna이 아가붐 이루kum. And final one is Indraya Korea Tirai Padatai Kandi Magil Angar. Thank you. 난들이 감사합니다.
After that wonderful speech by His Excellency, I think mine is going to sound absolutely dull and boring. And accountants are naturally dull and unimaginative. Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful to be here. Your Excellency, it's such a pleasure making your acquaintance. I'm here thanks to my, I wouldn't say childhood, boyhood friend. I've known Mr. Shanmugam for the last 45 years. He and I entered college in 1978, and we have remained friends right through. He himself comes from a very, very illustrious family of film producers. His grandfather is one of the titans that built Indian movie industry. And when he invited me, I was feeling extremely nervous, because speaking in front of a crowd is not an easy thing. And which is why, I need these props, and I put some speech. So please bear with me if I keep referring to this. Actually, just before I came in here, I was having a small chat with His Excellency. South Korea is actually very close to me in multiple different ways. And I'll come to that personal angle in a bit. To begin with, I think we as Indians, we need to acknowledge the enormous role that has been played by the Republic of Korea in development of Indian trade and industry. I think we should give a round of applause for the Republic of Korea. Names like LG and Samsung and Hyundai were among the earliest to invest in India ever since economic liberalization was opened up in 1991. And these names have built some magnificent scale over the years. And Hyundai is particularly very, very notable because we have now reached a stage where the Indian subsidiary of Hyundai Motors is now readying for an IPO. And Hyundai Motors India Limited is being valued by Indian merchant bankers at a multiple which is a lot higher than Hyundai Motors in South Korea, which is a matter of immense pride for all of us. And the reasons are not very far to find, because if you look at the Indian penetration of the automobile industry, that 2 out of 100 Indians own a car. And that number is 25 in China and 67 in the US. So we have a long runway ahead of us, and which is why I'm so excited about the possibilities of greater collaboration on trade and commerce from Korea and India. It's also particularly important to note here the impact of Hyundai Motors is done in and around the city of Chennai. Sri Perumbudur is the place where they located this, and is one of the biggest plants of Hyundai. And it has done wonders to develop the auto ancillary ecosystem, not to speak of the kind of direct and indirect employment that has been generated. So they've been a great corporate citizen, and South Korea and Hyundai are also very special to me in a very personal way, because long ago when I was in Delhi and my parents were alone here, we had a family from South Korea which was living in the first floor of our house. And the gentleman, I still remember, Jeong Jae-hong. He was the finance director of Mobis India Limited, which makes parts for Hyundai. And they had lovely 2 kids. And those 2 kids used to refer to my mother as Haimani. Haimani is Korean for party or grandmother. So, you know, this only goes to show how the world is becoming smaller and closer. And yet another Korean angle which is happening right now is, I have a 16-year-old son who is going to Seoul next week to participate in a debating competition in Seoul. A great Tamil poet once said, Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir, which when translated in English means, the whole world is my home and everyone in it is my family. So some of these things we need to remember were spoken about in the 5th or 6th century Common Era. That's some 1600 years ago, right here in Tamil Nadu. And more recently, about 100 years ago, Mahatma Gandhi said, I do not want my house to be walled on all sides and my windows to be stuffed. I want the cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible. But I refuse to be blown away off my feet by any such winds. So we are Tamil, and yet we are so open and embracing to different cultures. His Excellency was mentioning just before we came in, Tamil Nadu is a place where we feel extremely welcome, and no wonder it's become the gateway for various initiatives into the country. Movies have actually become very, very multicultural of late, and as His Excellency mentioned, they serve very well in improving understanding. And I think a lot changed thanks to the pandemic. I don't think any one of us watched international cinema. We were watching Tamil movies, Hollywood movies, and once in a while we watch Shah Rukh Khan or any of those people. I think thanks to pandemic and the access to streaming platforms that became affordable, we've started watching a lot of movies. And the movie Parasite, I don't know if any one of you has seen it, and if you haven't, please watch it. In my opinion, it's one of the best movies ever made. His Excellency was making a mention of the ability of storytelling. This movie swept the Oscars in the year 2020. It won the Best Picture, and I think it won 4 more Oscars, which is for Best Direction, Best Editing, Best Screenplay, and one more which I forget. And that made me sit up and wonder, my God, these guys are way ahead of us. And I thought, we had some great filmmakers. Korea is at a different level, which made me even more curious. And I watched a movie called Minari. And Minari is something which made me think, people are the same wherever you go in the world. Minari is about a story that happened in 1981. A family that migrates from Korea to the US and how they struggle in the bustling city of Los Angeles. And the man decides to grow Korean vegetables, which are selling at a premium in the cities. So they go to rural Arkansas. And his plan is to start farming in rural Arkansas and supply Korean vegetables for making kimchi or whatever to all the Korean families that live in the metros. And once he finds it difficult, he gets the mother-in-law from Korea. And the whole story is about the bonding between the grandmother and the grandkids. The grandkids are very, very wary of the old lady. And over time, they get together really close. And the movie is a celebration of life. And it actually tells you there is nothing that's more important than family and some old style values. And in that sense, I thought that movie reflected a lot of traditional Indian middle class families' values. And no wonder that lady who played the mother-in-law, she got the best Oscar that year. And the more I got intrigued, how can anybody make a movie set in 1981? In fact, you see the footage of Ronald Reagan making his inaugural speech in that movie. And it's shot in 2020. The sheer cinematic excellence in terms of attention to detail was something absolutely astounding. And then I discovered one of the co-producers is Mr. Brad Pitt. So this is the kind of interconnection that's happening between different worlds today. And I think the time is ripe for Indian movie makers also to look at Korea in a very, very refreshingly different way, because I think there are huge opportunities. And just the other day, I was chatting with a friend of mine who lives in the US, and he was telling me about a collaboration between Paramount, which is part of Viacom, and they are collaborating with a content maker in Korea. The series Yonder is now just smashing all the ratings in the US for a foreign-produced series. So that's the kind of opportunities that are existing today. I hope this festival will pave the way for greater collaboration between Indian and Korean movie makers. And I wish the organizers the very best. And thank you for this opportunity.
Good evening to one and all. Thank you very much, His Excellency, and the entire team of the consulate who have been working together with us. They've been so meticulous. We have had so many rounds of, planning that has gone into this event. Literally I think there were so many calls between Hindu and the organizers here from our side. They were working together, very meticulously done. And he was literally following every bit of it. To the T, it was planned and done. And I'm very happy that we have a whole generation of next generations coming in to do with us. Even this morning, we had a mail from Prasad Academy saying that they want to bring their students and start watching films. I'm very happy the way the next generation is turning up to come for the festival, to get yourself to be a part of it. There's so much you could learn from countries, different countries where we are going to bring in films from. Particularly Korea could be a biggest opening for us. For the reason being, they are far ahead of us in technology, in scripts, in writing, and the way the presentation is done. So we could have an insight of what it can be done. We could still be ourselves in what we want to do, try to present what we would like to do ourselves, but get ourselves educated with thoughts and ideas. So basically these festival films are for us to open up the thought process in our mind so that we can get ideas, concepts, everything. But then think regionally. Do not think directly of what they are doing exactly or what it is. Thank you very much, Mr. S.L. Narayanan, for coming over here. We were together from college, and we have been keeping in touch for the last 45 years. And I've been seeing his growth from a person who was going in a cycle to going in a Mercedes-Benz today. He has literally supported Mr. Maran in the complete the structuring of Sun TV in the most professional, Sun Network in the most professional way. He was mentioning, his hair flying, but I said inside he has got the big, the brains. In any case, thank you very much for coming and sharing it to others. And thank you very much, Vice President, for supporting me. The President and the Vice President have been a driving force for me in supporting me in whatever I've been doing. And thanks for that. My team, which has been working along with me in all this, every one of them who have been tirelessly working here. And for the public relationship, Mr. Nikhil, for supporting us in all their activities. And not but the least, but our members of ICAF who have been coming and watching us. We want you to continue to support us in whatever we are doing. We want to grow to make Chennai International Film Festival a landmark festival. We want to make, in the next 5 years, our 25th edition, we want to make it a landmark festival. A landmark meaning we want to do it on the lines of Cannes or Locarno or any international festival. It will take us some time to build it up. May not be this year that much, but yes, in the next 2 years, we are very keen on building it up, and I'm very determined to do this. We want the support of all of you to come and watch us. Another very important person I need to thank is Mr. Santanam. He's been a guiding force for me, who always is in the background, and he really puts in a lot of effort into what he has been doing. We all work a few hours a day. He works day and night for Chennai International Film Festival. He has watched almost close to 100 films as of now for the festival, which is coming this year. We have given him 200. He's hungry for films, and he's amazing. I must tell you that he's amazing. I'm really, I want to thank you, sir, in this open area for whatever you've been doing for the film industry, for the next generation. We are looking forward for more students. He's looking forward for more number of film lovers to come and support him in doing things for the trade, which he will definitely support. Anybody, volunteers who are willing to help are welcome to approach us and to do it. Once again, thank you very much for every one of you for coming and gracing this occasion. Thank you, guests, for coming over. And thanks for this wonderful evening. And we hope to see you tomorrow, the day after, and the coming months. The next month, we have the Malaysian Film Festival, which is going to be coming to Chennai after a very, very long time. So that will be a lot of celebration there that they plan to do. So thank you very much, one and all. Thank you.
ஒவ்வொரு மாதம் ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவல் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கோம். கரெக்டாக அது இந்த மாதம் கொரியன் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ என்னென்னா ஒவ்வொரு நாட்டிலேருந்து அவங்களோட ஃபிலிம்ஸ் பெஸ்ட் ஃபிலிம்ஸ் கொண்டு வந்து நாங்கள் பண்ணுறோம். இப்போ இது வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டாக நாங்கள் அவங்க லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஃபிலிம்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அந்த லிஸ்ட்லேருந்து எடுத்து அந்த பெஸ்ட்டு ஃபிலிம்ஸ் என்னன்றதை பார்த்து அந்த பெஸ்ட்டு ஃபிலிம்ஸை வச்சுட்டு நாங்கள் இந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதுதான் இந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல். இது அடுத்த மாதம் வந்து வில் பி டூயிங் அனதர் கண்ட்ரி. போன மாதம் வந்து ஈரான் பண்ணோம். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி மாதம் வேறு ஒரு கண்ட்ரி பண்ணோம். ஸ்பெயின் பண்ணியிருந்தோம். அடுத்த மாதம் வந்து மலேசியா பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். ஸோ அந்தந்த நாடுகளில் இருக்க பெஸ்ட்டு ஃபிலிம்ஸை கொண்டு வந்துட்டு இங்கே வந்து ஷோகேஸ் பண்ணுறோம். இது டேலண்ட் மட்டும் இல்லை, அந்த ஊரோட கலாச்சாரமும் பார்க்க முடியும். போன மாதம் வந்து ஈரான் படங்கள் பார்த்தோம். அது பார்க்க போகும்போது அந்த நாட்டில் எப்படி வாழ்கிறாங்க மக்கள், அவங்கக்குள்ளே இருக்க உறவுகள் எப்படி இருக்குது. ஒவ்வொரு நாட்டிலையும் உறவுகள் இருக்குது. கிட்டத்தட்ட எல்லாருக்குமே அப்பா அம்மா பாட்டி தாத்தா எல்லாம் ஒன்று தான், உறவுகள் என்பது ஒன்று தான். ஆனால் அவங்களோட வாழ்க்கை முறைகள் கொஞ்சம் மாறுபட்டிருக்கு. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்கள் இப்போ கொரியா எடுத்துட்டிங்கன்னா ரொம்ப சிமிலர், நம்மள மாதிரி தான். அம்மா அப்பான்னு தான் கூப்பிட்றாங்க. அவங்க நம்ம நாட்டோட லிங்க் இருந்திருக்கு. ஸோ உறவுகள் எல்லாமே ஒன்று தான். பட் என்னென்னா இந்த அவங்களோட லைஃப் ஸ்டைல் மாறி இருக்குது. அது நம்ம பார்க்கக்கூடிய ஒரு வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கிது நமக்கு. இன்னொன்று, சினிமாவை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு நாட்டிலையும் ஒரு லெவலில் போயிட்டுருக்காங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஈரான், கொரியா பர்டிகுலராக இந்த ரெண்டு எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா அவங்க ஒரு தரம் வந்து உலக ரீதியாக அவங்க கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. நம்ம ஒன்றும் கீழே இல்லை, அதுக்கு ரொம்ப அதெல்லாம் நம்ம கொஞ்சம் அந்த லெவலுக்கு நம்ம பண்ணணும். என்னென்னா நம்ம நாட்டில் இருக்கிறத காட்டணும். வெளிநாட்டில் இருக்கிறத கொண்டு வந்து நமக்கு காட்டினா அவங்களுக்கு அதில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கிடையாது. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் கமர்ஷியல் சினிமான்றது வேறு, இது வந்து ஒரு மனதை தொடரக்கூடிய படங்கள் இது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி படங்கள் நம்ம நாட்டில் வந்து வி ஹேவ் லாட் ஆஃப் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் கொடுக்குறோம். இப்போ பர்டிகுலராக அடுத்த தலைமுறைக்கு நிறையா இது கொடுக்குறோம். ஏன்னா இங்கே வந்திருக்க பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய பேர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் தான் இன்றைக்கி வந்திருக்காங்க. ஸோ அடுத்த தலைமுறைக்கு நம்ம நிறையா ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் கொடுக்குறோம் இங்கே. சார் 2025 நான் என்னோட இதில் வச்சுருக்கேன் சார். இப்போ இந்த வருஷம் வந்து நான் இப்போ தான் எடுத்திருக்கேன். ஸோ இந்த வருஷம் எடுக்க போகும்போது எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் மேலே கீழே வரலாம், அது எந்த அளவு ஏற்கனவே பண்ணதோட. ஆனால் டெஃபினட்டாக நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் வில் பி மச் ஹையர் தேன் திஸ். ஏன்னா பை தென் ஐ வில் பி ஃபுல்லி வெல் வெர்ஸ்ட் வித் இட். அதுக்கு அடுத்த வருஷம் 25th year of Chennai International Festival, we will definitely by then make it one of the best film festivals in this region, Southeast Asia. இன்ஃபேக்ட் இப்போ வந்து மலேசியாவில் பேசியிருக்கோம், ஸ்ரீலங்காவோட பேசியிருக்கோம், அண்ட் வி ஹவ் பீன் டாக்கிங் டு நேபரிங் கண்ட்ரிஸ், பர்டிகுலராக பேசியிருக்கோம், பங்களாதேஷோட பேசியிருக்கோம். ஸோ அவர் ஐடியாஸ் டு பிரிங் these people from their country filmmakers to us initially. அதுக்கப்புறம் உலக ரீதியாக எல்லாரையுமே கூட்டிகிட்டு வர, அதுதான் என்னோட நோக்கம்.